Hi guys, welcome to FM Driving School. You're with me, your fully qualified driving instructor FM. In today's video, we're going to show you top ways to impress your driving examiner and what exactly they look out for. Before we start, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Click the button for the latest videos from us, your fully qualified driving instructor. We've been teaching for a long time right now, so as an instructor, not only do we have experience from teaching you guys as students and seeing how you guys progress, what benefits you, what you guys find difficult with, but also we have conversations with driving examiners, getting their tips, their views, what they look out for, and seeing it ourselves when we sit with you guys in the driving exam. We sit at the back sometimes and we get to see and experience what exactly you guys get up to and what exactly the driving examiners want from you. So we're going to apply all that experience, all that knowledge, and put it into this one little video, and hopefully it will benefit you for your driving test. The first part of your driving examination is the show me tell me question. Actually, to be fair, the first part is the eyesight test, because if you're unable to read 20.5 meters away, which is roughly about 4 to 5 cars length, you won't be able to do the driving test. So let's say the second part of the driving test is a show me tell me question. Now you might think it's something insignificant, just a few questions, but that's the first thing they're going to ask you. Now I'll give you an example. If you jump into the car and the examiner asks you, yo, can you show me how do you check the brakes, or how do you know the correct level of the head restraint, and you're unable to answer the question, it doesn't really give a really good impression, does it? It's the first question they're going to ask you, nothing too difficult, and you can't answer it. So I would say to you, try to know all the questions. Sometimes the examiners prompt you, they'll give you a little bit of a hint to help you get the answer out. If you don't know, it's not such a big deal, but it does give a good impression if you can get it right. Okay, Kalim, before we get started, just explain to me, how would you check the brakes are working?
We just need to make sure that we start the car and slowly start driving, and make sure that it's not very loose and slacking. So
Okay, good, yeah. When you're pressing
when
it.
we press it, make sure that it's not very loose.
Okay, good, okay. The next way to impress the examiner is to have good clutch control. Even as a teacher, when my student comes into my car, say if you're a fairly experienced driver, you've learned from another instructor and you've for some reason changed your instructor and you came to me, the first thing I look at is, let me just see, obviously the rules and everything, but if I'm going to let you drive, we're going to analyze your clutch control. Can you control the car safely? What I mean by that is it rough? Are you changing the gears rough? Are you not coming off the clutch smoothly, etc.? You need to understand this is just the basics of driving. Changing gears, moving off smoothly, stopping smoothly is literally the basics, the foundation of your driving. If you cannot handle this, this will give me the impression that, okay, maybe there's going to be worse to come. So make sure you have really good clutch control. If you don't and you're coming up to your test, practice it. Like, ask your instructor, let me go to a quiet road, let me move and stop, move and stop. The more you move and stop in a road or wherever, in a junction, the better your clutch control will become. As you can see by my student, we're rocking back and forth. It's not very smooth. So imagine you had an examiner who's never met you, and that's the first impression they see of your driving. So be careful, have good clutch control. Of course, if you're driving an automatic, then I would say make sure you're smooth with the brake and the gas. Of course, the clutch control doesn't apply to you guys. Alright, now that we've impressed the examiner with the understanding of the show me tell me questions, as well as controlling the car smoothly, what comes next? Well, it's the observations and your mirror checking. Let me explain to you why this is really important. It goes without saying, the obvious answer is so that we can see who's around us and it's safe whenever we move, whenever we drive, etc. Yes, but as an examiner now, why is it really important? It's one of the first obvious faults that we can pick up as an examiner, as a teacher. A student that comes to us learning from their family members or their mates, remember, they're not professionals. We as a driving instructor, fully qualified driving instructor, are trained to teach you the correct skills needed for you to be a safe driver and to pass your driving test. So we know exactly what examiners want and exactly how to be safe. I'll give you an example, a common mistake, which is students forget to check the right blind spot in the 6-point check. Why is that? Because you can see everything in the right mirror, or you think you can see everything in the right mirror. Therefore, you forget the right blind spot, you become complacent. So examiners are used to spotting this mistake quite regularly, and I myself, even as a driving teacher, we see it in our lessons. Now put that to a side. Let's now talk about a student that's taking lessons with their family member or their mates. Now these guys are not trained, so they forget these little intricacies in the driving test that you need to be able to apply. And also it's safe to apply, don't forget. It makes your driving a lot more safer. Now a student that does not know about these skills, now they go to the driving test and then therefore commits the same mistakes over and over again. So again, the examiners are regularly seeing these mistakes. Make sure, I would say now as a teacher, this is my advice, that you do your mirror checks properly and you do your 6-point check properly.
I'd like you just to pull over on the left just before the red car, please. Like whenever you're ready, move off from here and turn right at this road.
As you can see, the student was able to demonstrate the correct routine of stopping, MSM, mirror signal maneuver, when moving off, doing the 6-point check correctly over the blind spot checks as well, and as well as making the mistake of moving across without checking the left mirror. So these are the observations that examiners are looking out for. Make sure you apply it correctly, do your correct mirror checks and correct 6-point check. The next piece of advice I would give as a teacher is look out for pedestrians, especially on pedestrian crossings. So you're going to come across a lot of people walking across on the streets and trying to use the zebra crossings, pelican crossing, puffin crossings, whichever crossing they want to use. As you're driving, you should be looking far ahead, scanning, analyzing. If there's pedestrians near zebra crossings, etc., be ready, be prepared that they're going to be crossing.
It looks clear, I'm gonna go. 20 miles an hour here, we're fine. Look at this pedestrian on the left. Is she crossing? Slow down a bit. Yeah, she is. Go to gear 1. You're welcome.
Yeah, really impressive driving. As we came across into a new road, we were scanning straight away. We saw a pedestrian crossing and we saw the pedestrian. We were contemplating, are they going to go or not? So again, impressive driving because we're thinking ahead, we're thinking to react. In this one stretch of road, you'll see here we got another pedestrian crossing, a puffin crossing. And as we continue to drive, we can see red lights in front of us, another crossing. We're scanning for any pedestrians walking across. Maybe they're slow walkers, you never know, as we continue to drive. So you can see constantly thinking ahead, constantly thinking about or being aware of the surrounding areas. Here we go, here's another crossing, a zebra crossing in this case, scanning for pedestrians. And then as we go around the roundabout, you can see one more zebra crossing. So a lot is happening and the examiners are watching out for you guys to make sure you can react to potential dangers pedestrians trying to cross. And finally, my last piece of advice to you students is, when you come up to roundabouts or when you're making decisions, be decisive, but at the same time be able to change your mind. That's the key. A very great way of impressing the examiner is, for example, we're at a roundabout, you're about to go, then you see a car coming suddenly. A great driver and an experienced driver will be able to react and change his mind or her mind and stop the car instead of going.
Just gonna stop you, Khalil. Stop you, okay. Whenever you're ready, back to you.
In this situation, the student made a bad decision to go, but you can see through the window cars coming. In this example, just change your mind and stop the car. Okay, in the test, you're gonna make a bad decision, no problem, quickly change your mind. The ones that are able to correct themselves or change their mind in a safe manner are the ones that impress the examiner, because the examiners now know, alright, this student is able to react, this student has control of the car. Yes, we all make mistakes, it's not a problem making a mistake, but it's the ability to be able to correct your mistake, or in this case change your mind, change your decision safely. Those are my top 5 ways to impress the examiner. If you like it, share it, like it, subscribe. I'm going to give you one more really cheeky advice. Don't take it personally, but it's an advice that I think is worth hearing, which is, especially say you got a test early morning and you had a big breakfast, maybe egg fried in the morning, and you're gonna smell of eggs or whatever breakfast you're having. I'm sure if you're vegan, you'll be smelling really delightful. But I'll give you another example. If you're smoking away, like I said, it's not really something examiners look at, so don't take it personally. Don't take it too hard. If you really want a big breakfast, go for it. If you really need a fag, have it. But we're just saying, in the car, you're in close proximity. Maybe the examiners don't like the smell of cigarettes. Just be aware. Have like a extra deodorant or a little spray or chewing gum. That's just personal hygiene. I'm letting you aware of because you're in close proximity. I'm sure you guys can leave a comment saying, Farhan, you smell really bad, so it's cool. I won't take it personally. I'll buy a few extra Creed perfumes, or you guys can buy it for me. Anyway, I hope you really enjoyed watching this video and it's giving you some insight into how it's like having a driving test. Let me know if you've already had a driving test and what's your experience like, what you think the advice should be given to new students coming through doing their driving tests. If you like the video, again, like I said, don't forget to subscribe, click the button, like the video, share it out, and if you got a test coming up, good luck with your driving test. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.